gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And let's get into the video. Guys, so we got to break this video down. We have another police shooting, and I want to see what you guys think about it. We are going to be breaking down the Roderick Brooks situation, and if you guys are not familiar with the brother Roderick Brooks, it pretty much appears that he was a transient super gremlin. He was out here doing these smash and grabs, out here hitting licks, out here doing all these things, another George Floyd, if you will, in my opinion. But he was killed by the police after resisting arrest and fighting the police. And he was holding a taser as well. So, and this is what I'll say. The position that the police officer had him in, which I will show you guys, is a very dominant position. I think that he could have had more control, but technically on paper, this was definitely a justified shoot, and I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna show you why. But first, I want to give you guys an idea of what the community is thinking about this situation. Okay, so let's get into what the family has to say about the untimely demise of their family member, and maybe what they were doing while he was still alive to steer him away from this path, which you already know you can't really tell these niggas anything. So that's very hard in and of itself to steer some of these niggas away from this type of lifestyle. But anyways, let's get into it and we'll see what you guys think.
They do not trust. We've been told that this case is under investigation and that we are to trust the Harris County Sheriff's Department to investigate one of its own. That doesn't even make sense. If I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. You cannot trust a skunk to investigate its own funk.
So he is personifying the police officers as skunks, and the crimes that he thinks that they're committing, he is describing as funk. And this is one of them fast talking lawyers. Well, he talks pretty slow, but I'll say slick talking lawyers from the South. And he is representing the family, which I understand. I think they're going to get a bag from this just because the optics of the shooting were pretty wild. But like I said, you have the super gremlin resisting, you have grabbing the taser, and technically at the time the officer discharged his weapon, technically on paper it was a justified shoot. Now, the way that I look at it, I think the officer could have I think he had a little bit more control of the situation, maybe could have called backup, but you never know how he was feeling. Okay, obviously he's going to I feared for my life defense, which is what we see. And I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. I'm here to say, how do you avoid these situations and the and how your actions lead up to ultimately being killed by the police. So anyways, shout out to Product of Cook County. He says, let's start off the stream strong. Took a break from YouTube for a week. Stay safe, everyone, in suburbs surrounding these major cities. Be safe, and shout out to the chat.
Oh, say less.
Shout out to Product of Cook County. I'm glad that we have you back on or in these YouTube streets, because this is going to be a very good topic.
And that is exactly what we're doing. Or that's exactly what we're trusting when we trust them to investigate themselves. You can't trust a leopard to investigate.
Sorry,
Change
there you go.
his spots. So we do not accept the version of what happened that they're trying to shove down our throats.
And luckily, you don't have to accept the version that they're trying to shove down your throats. We actually have the video of the police shooting, which we will show, and I will let you guys be the judge.
Saying to the intelligent public, do not accept the version of what they have given us as it relates to how Roderick was murdered.
All right, so you see it there. The attorney is talking. I didn't see much emotion out of the family. It seems like they've kind of already made their peace with old Roderick's fate, because a lot of these family members, they withdraw. They withdraw themselves emotionally from that situation way before it bubbles up and turns into a Roderick Brooks situation. Okay. And it definitely, it doesn't necessarily remind me of the Rashard Brooks situation in Atlanta, other than them having similar names. But it looks like the family pretty much knew and had accepted the fate of old Roderick here. But I think I'm not going to say that they were happy that he was killed by the police, but I think that they understand the leverage that they have and the financial position that it's going to be for the fact that he passed away, because I'm sure he was avid drug user. I'm also sure that he was pretty much lost in the sauce. He was doing a lot of crimes, and they knew that he was living a bad life. And if he were to just overdose, then they wouldn't get anything, because obviously they don't have a life insurance policy on him. So getting killed by the police is pretty much becoming an active life insurance policy for many black men, whether you're in the right or wrong. So let's get into it.
Hey, Keith, that shooting happened exactly 2 weeks ago. An assistant chief within the sheriff's office said that the investigation remains in the early stages and says it could take up to a year before it's completed. This as the department releases body camera footage and the family lays Brooks to rest.
So say it with me. Justice? Justice for Roderick Brooks.
The family of Roderick Brooks said their final goodbyes to the youngest of 10.
Roderick Brooks' voice will continue to be heard through the community, through the family.
Harris County Sheriff's Office say Brooks was shot and killed after stealing and pushing a Dollar General manager on FM 1960. Newly released body camera footage shows the moments leading to the shooting.
Stop, dude, I'm gonna tase you. Stop. Get on the ground.
The deputy chases Brooks briefly, tases him, and puts him on the ground. Authorities say Brooks got a hold of the taser.
I'm gonna shoot you. Put that down.
All right, so y'all see he got a hold of the taser. And we're going to show you guys the actual police footage. Also, we're streaming live on Rumble. I'm also going to put that link in the chat. Make sure you guys subscribe to my Rumble for more uncensored content. We need multiple platforms to stream off of, just in case YouTube takes us down.
I will shoot you.
At one point, you can see Brooks holding the taser. Seconds later, he's shot.
So he's holding the taser. The cop is pretty much on his back. So he's not in a position to really turn around and point the taser. And that is a very difficult position to get out of, where a man is on your back and you're laid flat. But he wasn't resisting. He was resisting. He wasn't throwing the taser away. And then we're going to hear something very, very interesting, extremely interesting in the full body cam footage. But I'm not going to show you guys that yet unless they show it on the news tape, which I don't think that they will, because there's something that old Roderick said when that police officer threatened to shoot him. So let's get it.
Roderick did pick it up, but he did not aim it at him. He did not try to use it, and it was impossible for him to use in a deadly manner.
The family watched the video yesterday. His sister asking why.
Why does his sister look like a Muslim Jada Pinkett? Guys, is this not Jada Pinkett, y'all? Is this not Jada Pinkett?
He did not try to use it, and it was impossible for him to use in a deadly manner.
The family watched the video yesterday. His sister asking why.
He was a shoplifter. A shoplifter.
And I guarantee, and I don't have time to go into his specific criminal record, but I guarantee he was more than a shoplifter. As a matter of fact, should we go to Pacer, guys? Should we go to Pacer and look up his criminal record? Let's see. I'll keep playing the video, but I might see, you know, if we can find something on old Roderick, which I'm sure he has a rap sheet.
Right. He was not a bank robber. Right. He did not even, he was on his stomach.
Now the sergeant is on administrative duty. The family attorney asking Sheriff Ed Gonzalez to fire that sergeant. That attorney tells me a lawsuit is imminent. Reporting live, Robon Belogan, KPRC 2 News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
All right, so you heard that. She said he wasn't a bank robber. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. That's fine. All right, so let's figure out what type of person he really was. Okay, and I want to look at these comments too. I want to look at these comments on what is this? First Look KPRC 2. Okay. Let's look at these comments. Okay, so one of them says, it looks like the last time that anyone posted a bond for him prior to the new judiciary releasing him on multiple pretrial bonds was in 2008. So more than 30 arrests and convictions since anyone wanted to take the risk and sign their name for his release. And interesting. Wow. That's very interesting. Yes. It looks like they, Chancho here looked up his criminal record. Let's see if we can also find something on him. But I mean, it looks like he obviously had an extensive record. And the last time anybody in his family posted a bond for him was in 2008. She stated he only was shoplifting. The thief, was the one that started this incident in the first place. No one walks into a movie after it has started and understand the movie correctly. You have to see the beginning to understand how it all started. The thief was stealing. The thief ran from the sheriff. The thief resisted arrest. And also, which people aren't mentioning, the thief also hit a black woman in the store that he stole from. The thief disarmed the taser from the sheriff deputy, but wait, the thief's relatives state the deputy was in the wrong. This world is going against the good and making the evil be good. Murals and GoFundMe incoming. Stop resisting the police. Stupid. Got what he asked for. End of story. If the family can't understand and accept that, they are just in denial. You know, I tend to agree. I tend to agree with a lot of these commenters. This one says more crap from KPRC. Okay. I tend to agree with these commenters because this is the deal, guys. This is the deal. You cannot just go out here and think that you're just going to do whatever you want to do. You're going to do whatever you want to do and it's going to be all Gucci. Okay. That's not how things work. It just isn't. So let's see if we can find this brother's rap sheet. Let me see. Gotta look deep. It's a little confusing on Pacer because they don't switch some things up. But if I do find it, I will let you guys know. Maybe I could just find it on a Google search. Record Harris County. Because you have to understand. You have to understand. And obviously, obviously they are not going to put his information on the front page of Google, his arrest record. Oh man. Let's see. Let me go back because. All right. Boom. All right. Let me search. While I'm searching, I will share my screen and we'll get back into more of the story and what happened.
Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. The final moments of Roderick Brooks' life are hard to watch. A Harris County deputy shot and killed him after a very short police chase. Brooks was accused of stealing deodorant from a Dollar General store. I caught up with his family's attorney in New York City this weekend. He said there's no doubt Roderick Brooks was executed in cold blood.
Get on the ground right now.
Justin, looking at that video, how did the family walk away feeling about the case?
Well, for one, they walked away feeling disgusted because when we sat and talked to the sheriff's office, they showed us a highly redacted video that was overly edited. It was only after we pleaded and demanded to see the raw footage, quote unquote raw footage, was when the family actually got a full understanding as to what happened to Roderick Brooks. There's still a lot of questions, but from what we saw in that raw, unedited footage, we saw that Roderick Brooks was executed in cold blood. So they walked away even more enraged than before because they obviously saw a visual of how their loved one died.
What's the next step for the family? Do they pursue this civilly, or you wait until the internal investigation is done first?
Well, we have no faith in an internal investigation, especially with how the sheriff's office presented the case to the family when we went to go visit with them. We believe that the sheriff's office is trying to sweep this under the rug, and they're trying to minimize what their officer did to Roderick Brooks. So what we're going to do right now is engage in our own civil rights investigation and investigate every single possible claim that the family may have. It's going to be full throttle.
How soon before an actual lawsuit is filed? Do you have a timetable for that as of yet?
Shout out to Cyrus Cherry with the $10 super trap. He says, I used to think the community was just ignorant of facts and just willfully ignorant. But then I remembered they have liberal media constantly validating their victim mentality. Liberal media is gospel.
Hold on. Yeah. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And obviously you don't have to be outside to understand that the liberal media is fueling a lot of these behaviors in the community and enabling them to continue to get pity for being in the wrong.
Well, you know, the statute of limitations is 2 years, but we want to file that as soon as we have everything we need to prosecute a civil rights claim. And we're not going to try and sit back and wait for anything that we don't need to wait for. So we're uncovering every rock right now. We're talking to every witness. We've already spoken to a number of witnesses. So right now we're just waiting to see what other claims may arise. Hopefully we can get some type of evidence of an internal affairs investigation to make our lawsuit more robust. But if not, I think we're ready to go soon.
Do you look at this case and say, here we go again, another black man shot and killed by police?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's really...
You know what I think? I say, here we go again, another black man resisting arrest. You committed robbery, theft, whatever you want to call it. You get caught, bro. It's over. It's over. It's over. Why are you resisting? Why are you doing all this extra stuff? He was trying to get away, and honestly, he was slow as hell. He had to be high.
Exasperating, and especially with how this case is starting to pan out. I mean, you see this particular officer chase down a black man who was accused of shoplifting deodorant from a Dollar General, a very small crime, but yet the result was
a very small crime, and they want these crimes to be enabled. They really do. They want these crimes to be enabled. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Something very dastardly and heinous. He murdered him. He shot him in the back of the head, execution style. So although this is similar to all of the other cases that we've seen, it's even worse because you understand the context is something that's very minute. At best, this guy should have been arrested easily. But instead, you had a cop that was out of...
You know what would have happened? He would have got arrested if he didn't resist. He would have just got arrested if he did the right thing and complied with the officers. He would have got arrested if he wouldn't have tried to run. He would have got arrested if he didn't assault that black woman in that store. So all of his actions led up to what we see today. Okay. All of his actions led up to what we see today. And, you know, it's just a shame that all these examples you have, these niggas just don't learn. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Control. And on top of that, with news that this cop had just recently put somebody in the ICU maybe 6 days prior, and the fact that 10 years ago he was indicted for killing somebody, you know, it smacks of organizational, mishandling, negligence, and downright, incompetence. And the fact that this could have been prevented, I mean, this cop should have been on administrative leave for putting someone in the ICU just days earlier. He never should have had the opportunity to murder Roderick Brooks.
Well, what my question is, what did that person do that he put in the ICU? Were they resisting as well? Just a question. Just a question. Okay. These are the things that aren't being asked. It's interesting to me that this, I mean, obviously, as a police officer, you're going to have violent interactions with these super gremlins, literally because they're not going to give up. And I'm going to show you guys now what is going on, and we're going to keep watching.
But then again, the sheriff's office failed to protect Roderick Brooks and the citizens of Harris County. And, I think it just compounds the issue. We have these bad apples, but we have these agencies that enable them. And that's why this is completely, utterly insane.
Now, we're highlighting more important conversations like that one from this weekend's social.
All right. So we kind of got a grasp of what the community thinks of this. Let me just get this last video going. And this one, we're not going to spend too much time on it because I think it's pretty much open and shut case, in my opinion. Especially on paper. But the video is a little jarring. So I do want to advise you guys, but we're gonna break the whole thing down and sum it up real quick, and then we'll be done with this, because it just goes to show that these dudes are never gonna learn. Continue to resist arrest, continue to commit crimes, and don't think anything's going to happen. At least surrender if you're going to do something stupid like that. You stole some deodorant. He thought he was going to have his way. You're not. You're not him, and you ain't like that, okay? But a lot of these dudes think they slick, and, it's just making the quality of life everywhere they go even worse.
So tonight, the family of a man who was shot and killed by a Harris County sheriff's sergeant claims this body camera video was edited to make it seem like the shooting was justified. Roderick Brooks had been wanted for allegedly shoplifting, and investigators say he grabbed the sergeant's taser before he was killed. ABC 13's Courtney Carpenter is live near where this happened on FM 1960 near Kirkendall with more from Brooks' family. Courtney.
Well, Elisa, the body camera video shows the deputy catching up with Roderick Brooks here in this gas station parking lot. The family says the video released by the Harris County Sheriff's Office doesn't paint the full picture. They want transparency, and now they want the Department of Justice and DPS to get involved.
It's nothing but lies. It's a puzzle.
The family of Roderick Brooks is still mourning their loss, but they're frustrated too, saying the body camera video of the shooting released last Friday by the Harris County Sheriff's Office does not paint the full picture of what happened on the evening of July 8th.
They even edited even further because they saw that there was punching in there. We saw that with our own eyes where the assault took place on Roderick Brooks.
The Brooks family attorney says during a meeting with the sheriff's office last week, they saw 2 edited versions of the body camera footage. But what was released to the public was further edited, they claim, to make it seem justified.
We asked, who authorized the tape to be changed? If it's evidence, why are we tampering with evidence? We need to see a clear picture of the bruises.
The sheriff's office says on the evening of July 8th, they were called by a Dollar General.
I mean, you're not going to see clear picture of the bruises of a, I mean, you might see the gash in the back of his head, but you're not going to see clear pictures of bruises from punching unless they're showing you the body.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.